This is Michael Woodward, and this is Season 2, Episode 102 of the Jumblethink Podcast.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the Jumblethink Podcast, where we interview amazing people about their journey of turning dreams and ideas into reality. Along the way, we'll share some tips on how you can turn your own dreams and ideas into reality too. If you're new to the Jumblethink Podcast, or if you've been listening for a long time and haven't subscribed, today is the day you should head on over to wherever you like to listen to podcasts and click that subscribe button. For iTunes, go to jumblethink.com/iTunes, and for Spotify, jumblethink.com/Spotify. It'll take you right to the app, right where you can click subscribe. Now let's jump into today's episode. Hey there, welcome to the Jumblethink Podcast. My name is Michael Woodward. I am your host. Today we're talking about why chasing your big idea and dreams often takes you to a place of helping others. It's going to be so much fun. Before we get going, we want to take a moment and thank our sponsors for today's episode: OpportunityInChina.com, Floxy, and Mighty Travels. Here's a little bit more about our new sponsor and our friends over at Mighty Travels. How much time do you spend looking for the right flight for your trip? Do you spend hours searching all of the different travel websites only to find out that once you booked your ticket, you missed out on a better price? Well, our friends over at Mighty Travels are here to help you. They want to make sure that you get notifications in real time so that you can score the best tickets at the best price, saving on average $190 per ticket. Well, they are doing cool stuff, so you want to make sure to check them out. Swing on over to mightytravels.com/jumblethink. That's mightytravels.com/jumblethink to learn more about how they can help you know when the best fares are hitting the market so you can grab them up before they're gone. We also want to thank our friends over at OpportunityInChina.com. Here's a little bit more about them. Have you been looking for a way to change your career or social prospects? Do you see the world around you changing and haven't quite figured out what path you should take? Well, you are not alone in seeking opportunity. Visit OpportunityInChina.com for access to scholarships to attend university in China, or if you have a bachelor's degree already, OpportunityInChina.com provides access to jobs in the educational sector all across China. Now, working in China is not only often well paid, but it will place you among 1/5 of the world's population, boosting your social network, bringing you more deeply into the story of globalization, and opening doors you never knew existed. So seize your opportunity now. Visit their website for more information at OpportunityInChina.com. By the way, they have a great podcast. Search for Opportunity in China Podcast wherever you listen to podcasts. We also want to thank our friends over at Floxy for sponsoring today's episode. Here's some more about them. Floxy is doing some really, really cool stuff. Did you ever need a graphic designed, a website developed, or copywritten, but found that the designers and developers were too expensive and often took a long time to get your project completed? Well, Floxy is your answer. Floxy is your unlimited graphic design, web development, and copywriting team. Plans start at $349 per month with no hidden fees, month-to-month billing, and you can cancel at any time. So check them out for your next project and for the project after that at floxy.com. That's FLOCKSY.com. And let them know that Jumblethink sent you. Okay, so welcome back. We are going deep into some really fun stuff today. Recently, I was thinking, as I do sometimes while I'm working or driving. I don't remember exactly where, but I remember this concept just popped in my head that when we chase our dreams and ideas, it often leads us to a place of serving others. I know what you're thinking. This seems counterproductive. Chasing your dreams and your ideas is all about yourself. And I think that that's the misconception I wanted to talk about today, is that often we view chasing dreams and ideas as a selfish endeavor, as an endeavor that is all about ourselves. And in reality, that's simply not true. In the last few weeks, I've been on a lot of podcasts lately as a guest. And one of the things I kept on saying, and people picked up on, whether it was a Facebook Live I did, whether it was on a podcast, is this concept of when you don't chase your ideas and dreams, not only are you stealing from yourself, but you're actually stealing from others too, whether it's your family and the possibilities that chasing dreams and ideas opens up for them, whether it's your community and how your dreams and ideas impact them, or whether it's a larger scale, a nation, or a global movement. When we chase our ideas and dreams, often we do look at it from a very selfish standpoint of how it brings joy to you and how it's all about you and your idea and your concept. But in reality, as you begin to do this idea and dream, often it creates a place in which you serve others. Let me give you an example. Let's say your idea and dream is to create clean water in Africa. And you go, hey, I'm going to do this and I'm going to get funding, and I came up with a new technology and a way to do this, and it's about you. But the moment that you make that product and service go out into the world to go serve in Africa, to bring them clean water through this new technology, all of a sudden that dream and idea is now serving others. It's helping them come up with a solution to their problem. Often we forget that that's what happens, but you might be asking me, Mike, that sounds great. That's very philanthropic. That's very charitable, that idea. But what about starting that business or chasing that bucket list item or something like that? Those dreams and ideas, those can't possibly be about serving. Well, I think they are. So let's go down that rabbit hole for a second. Let's say your idea is to start a web agency like I did. And you do that, and you love coding, you love graphic design, and it's all about like your idea around how you're going to revolutionize this industry. But in the end, what happens is that you're serving others through that service. You are going out and building them websites or apps or client portals, whatever it is that you're building for them in that technology. Your dream and idea becomes a service for others to launch them into their dreams and ideas. It's this weird circle where when you chase your own ideas and dreams, that turns into service to others, and that helps feed their dreams and ideas, which then allows them to do things that they want to do better. Let's go even further. Let's say you are the Method brand, which I love. We use at our house quite a bit. Method soap, Method shampoos, all of their products, which are good for the environment, good for you, and that's really cool, right? And so their idea was to offer a product that was better for the globe. Their big idea and dream was to bring products that are healthy and good for you. And in turn, they're serving the global world by bringing products that aren't going to harm the environment, that are bringing products that aren't going to harm people when they use it, or aren't toxic in some way. So here it is, again, big idea and dream on how they're going to change the world. It's about them and their idea and dream, and then it turns into a service and product that product then serves the globe and people, and it allows them to have a better life. So often we get into this place of looking internal when we have big ideas and dreams, but I want you to start thinking about how your dreams and ideas affect others, because the picture is bigger than just yourself. If you're starting that business, how is that business going to impact your family? How's it going to impact the employees you have? How is that business going to impact your town or city? Or if it's an online business or a global business, how does it affect the world? All of a sudden, your perspective needs to shift from being a self-centered, internally focused about the dream and idea to then transferring that over into how it serves others. We're going to go a little bit deeper in this in a moment when we come back. I want to give you some solutions on how you can start changing your thinking, how you can process the fact that what your dreams and ideas are about ultimately leads you to a place of serving, and how you can change that mindset. We'll be right back to go deeper into that. It has been a busy few weeks here around at JumbleThink. I wanted to let you know about a couple of those things just in case you wanted to check it out. Our friend Adam Lewis Walker, who's going to be on the podcast soon, he is the founder of Awaken Your Alpha. Last week, he did something called the Fearless Week, and I was able to be one of the guests on that, get to share a little bit about encountering fear, overcoming fear. What you need to do is head on over to Facebook, look for Adam's group. It will be also in the episode notes with links there, so you want to check that out. We were also, so that's a Facebook Live, and then we were also just interviewed for our friend Jeremy Ryan Slate's podcast, and that's going to be launching next week. So be looking for links to that next week. You don't want to miss that. We go really deep into ideas, idea formation, why ideas and dreams are significant. Super, super fun. So you want to make sure to check that out. And lastly, one of the things I'm most excited to tell you about was that I was recently a guest on the Broken Catholic podcast talking about faith and business and so much more. That was with our good friend, Joseph Warren. You don't want to miss that because I tell the story of how I cut my brother's finger off when we were kids. So that's pretty cool. And you want to check that out. So check out the episode notes for that too. We're also going to take a moment right here and pause and thank our friends, our good friends over at Opportunity in China for sponsoring today's episode.
At the dawn of the 19th century, forward-thinking people moved to the commercial centers of Europe. Moving into the 20th century, America welcomed millions into the land of freedom and opportunity. It is now the 21st century. Many of the successes and fortunes of our generations will be made in China. To learn how you can seize opportunity in China, follow the Opportunity in China podcast. The Opportunity in China podcast is available anywhere podcasts are streamed, or you can visit our website at opportunityinchina.com.
Now let's go a little bit deeper into why service is significant, why the perspective on serving others is so significant in your journey of chasing big ideas and dreams. When you are an entrepreneur, often your idea seems like it's all about you, and we've talked about that a little bit, but I want to go deeper about thinking about your audience. I have a friend of ours who teaches on presentations, does incredible teaching on it. And she says, remember, the audience is always the hero. So when you have an idea and dream, if you're starting a business or if you want to be an entrepreneur, you have to come back to this place of understanding your audience. What is it that they want? What are their pain points? And how is your idea and dream serving them? How is it solving their problem? For many years, I owned a web agency, and when we did that, the first thing I would do when I sat down with a client wasn't talk about our solution. Oh, we use WordPress, or we use Drupal, or we build on this platform or that platform, or this is how we always do things. The client ultimately didn't care about that. What they cared about was that I was going to solve their problem. And so I would always start by listening to what they wanted, what they needed, what their pain points were. And then I simply told them that we were going to be able to solve their problems. And we could outline it. I could say, we have great platforms. They're going to support this. And we're going to solve it by doing X, Y, and Z. Almost every time I followed that philosophy, figure out what they wanted, how we could serve them, and how we could solve their problem, instead of focusing on our dreams, our method, our philosophies, when I focused on them and then explained how we were going to do that, we would end up getting the project. Why is this? Because we weren't selling them our platform, our code base, or whatever we were trying to sell. Ultimately, that's what we were selling, but what we were doing was figuring out a way to communicate how we could solve their problems. And once they knew we could solve their problems, once we communicated how we could make their journey less painful and sharing their message through technology or better serving their customers through the technology, they would almost always hire us. And it was simple. We solved their problems. For you, when you're chasing your big ideas and dreams, I want you to think about how you can utilize this as a tool. When you start thinking about serving others, it answers so many different spaces. And when you do this, this will actually accelerate your creation of this idea and dream. So you think about your family. How is your idea and dream going to serve them? How is it going to make their life better? How is it going to help them? For you, it may be giving you more time so you're not putting in tons of overtime at that corporate job you have. It might be giving you the flexibility to work from home so you're accessible to them. It might be that it gives you the flexibility to travel and take your family around the world. It might make you more money. It might make you not as stressed. All of these things will benefit your family. So think about them. How is your idea and dream going to open up new doors for that? Think about your team, the team you will build to make your idea and dream a reality. How will it serve them? Begin to tell a story that brings those people, those ideal team members, into the story so they can say, I can get behind this vision. I can see me as part of this story. And they begin to write the story that they're a part of, and they get excited about the idea and dream. They buy into the idea and dream. They buy into how it's going to make their life different and how it's going to impact them and their family. Now you move past your family. How is it going to impact your customers? How is your idea and dream going to make their life better? How is it going to make their life easier? How is it going to solve things that they couldn't solve? A good example of that is somebody who created toilet paper said, there's a better way to do this. So I'm going to create it, and now it makes your life better because of it doing its job. And the way they had to communicate that was in a way that people understood the value of how it made their life better. And then now it's a necessity that we have toilet paper. It's just part of our lives. I know, kind of weird picture there, but it's true. And so we start thinking about our customer, and we want to make them advocates. So we want them to have ownership. Why is this product so beneficial to them that they want their friends and their family to be a part of that story too? How do they become your biggest fan and you become their hero in that story? And then think about the impact of what your business and idea allows you to do. If you're creating more revenue, can you give to your church? Can you give to the school your children go to? Can you give to the community in some way to benefit them? Can you do things that give back and help others? And think past that. Maybe it allows you to have the flexibility to take that week or two off that you want to go to Mexico or Asia or Europe and serve in some way to refugees or orphans or whatever it is there. So our ideas and dreams unlock possibilities, but those possibilities don't stop at ourselves. Those possibilities unlock the door for others to have big ideas and dreams. And it's so significant that you unlock that for them. In a moment, we'll be back. I'm going to give you a few more questions to start thinking about how you can make this shift. Today's episode is being sponsored by our friends at Floxy and Mighty Travels. I want to let you know a little bit about how they can help you in your journey of making your life better. You have a killer idea for the perfect graphic or website, but you feel stuck and overwhelmed by the cost and skills it takes to create those ideas. Maybe you lack the time you need to create them. No matter the obstacle, it's time to get that idea created. And our friends over at Floxy can help you create those killer graphics, the perfect website, or even create the copy that's used on your next ad, all at a low cost, starting at $349 per month. Their on-demand, unlimited graphic design, web, and copywriting are backed by a 7-day money-back guarantee for all new accounts. And you'll be working with a dedicated US-based project manager assigned to your account. There are no hidden fees, and billing is month to month. So check them out for your next project and for the project after that too. You can find them at floxy.com, FLOCKSY.com. I don't know about you, but I love to travel. I just don't like looking through all the websites to find the right fares to the right locations that I want to travel to. Well, our friends over at mightytravels.com are helping you get better rates to the places you want to travel, often saving up to $190 per ticket. You should check out mightytravels.com/jumblethink to learn more about how you can use their service to get the right trips booked for you at incredible rates. So swing on over, check it out, mightytravels.com/jumblethink. And now let's jump back into this final segment where I give you some questions you can be asking to start making this mental shift on serving others while chasing your big ideas and dreams. As we wrap up today's episode talking about how serving others is the place we need to land, where we need to end up in our pursuit of dreams and ideas, I have some questions for you. Before we do that, often in our journey of entrepreneurship, we aren't intentional about the choices we make. We just kind of drift along, and I don't want you to do this. with this topic. Giving back, serving others is critical to being a successful dreamer and idea maker. And you need to ask hard questions. You need to look internal and start seeing why serving others is a powerful asset to you in this pursuit of dreams and ideas. Here are a few questions I want you to ponder over the next hour, day, week. Maybe you need to think about it longer, but I want you to start making this an intentional action, an intentional part of your journey of chasing dreams and ideas. So question number 1, why do you want to do what you do? Why does your dream and idea matter to you? I know that sounds counterproductive in a conversation about serving others with your ideas and dreams, but first you need to know why your dream is significant to you. Number 2, I want you to start thinking about how your dreams and ideas impact your family. How is it going to make your life better? How is it going to make their life better? What is it going to allow you to do? How is it going to change the story that you create for the people around you, your family? Now I want you to think about how your product or service or your idea and dream impacts those it serves. Because remember, your idea and dream ultimately leads to others. So how does it make their life better? How does it change the current status quo? How does it alleviate pain points for them? How does your dream and idea bring them to a place of change? Does it unlock things that bring them more freedom, more finances? Maybe it brings them more time. Or maybe it simply makes a product and service that already exists better. You know, like the t-shirt that never wears out or something like that. So start thinking about your audience, your hero in this story. Start thinking about how you serve them, how you can become their hero by the products and services, the ideas and dreams you chase. And next, I want you to think, how does it give you the freedom to give back to others? Your dream and idea, whether it's a product or service or a social change or a message, how does it allow you to give back to others beyond just your customers? How does it allow you to engage with them? Think about these things because it will be important that you use this as a tool to communicate your product and service. Even in the beginning stages, when you don't have a product and service or you don't know what that idea and dream is leading you towards, being able to communicate how it serves others will allow others to become part of the story you're telling. It will allow them to actually begin to have ownership in the idea and dream. And then I want to encourage you. Think about some of those people that your dream and idea impacts and ask them. Ask them questions about the idea and dream. Make it about them. We recently had Christine Zibel on earlier this week, and she talked about how her product started with their customer way before it ever started with the developers to build that platform. Often we build the dreams and ideas that we think everyone else needs, and then no one wants what we have to offer. So ask the people that are going to be involved. Ask them, what do they want? How can we help you? How can we serve? Ultimately, by putting the customer as the hero, and I want to make this clear, I'm not saying they're always right. We always say to our customers, the customer is not always right, but the customer gets what they want. And so sometimes your customers will be wrong, and you have to make that decision about where to go from there. But that's a different story for another day. What I want you to think about is the fact that bring them into the story. Ask them questions. Craft what's right for them so that you're building something that isn't just for you, but that others can engage with. And finally, I want you to ask this last question. It's really important. How can you serve while building your ideas and dreams? How can you become selfless and lose the selfishness and start serving others to really make the world a better place? All right, so it's up to you now. You get the choice to say, I want to be a selfish entrepreneur. Make it all about me. Make it all about what I want and what I want to build. Or you can start unlocking something even better and start thinking about how your dreams and ideas will unlock a better future, a better story for others, how it will serve them, how it will bring value to them. It's really, really important. So I want you to think about that today as we wrap up today's episode. In a moment, we'll be back with our final thoughts for today's episode.
Vous serez rentré en vous-même.
The heartbeat of Jumblethink is to help you, the listener, make those dreams and ideas a reality. We believe that you were created for purpose, but we want to hear your stories. How has today's episode impacted you? What are your thoughts? How has it challenged you? What are you going to do to start thinking about others in that pursuit of the big idea and dreams you have? I would love to be able to even share your story with others, with our listeners. So if you have a great story, email me, mike@jumblethink.com. That's mike@jumblethink.com. Tell me your story, and then I'd love to bring you on to the episode to share how you're serving others in the pursuit of your dreams and ideas. I think it's an important story to tell, so join us in doing that. Our guest on Monday's episode is Jane Duber. She has been an entrepreneur for like 30 plus years, and she has a lot of amazing stories. You're going to love this episode. I think you're going to have a lot of fun with that. So make sure to check that out. And next week, I am in New York City interviewing some of our first guests for season 3 of the Jumblethink podcast. We have a guy named Ben, who is the founder of Brooklyn Grange, which started an urban farm on top of warehouses in Brooklyn. We have the founder of a company called Republic, which is allowing crowd-funded entrepreneur startups. Super cool on that. You're going to want to make sure to check that out. We're also interviewing one of the founders of a company called Civil. His name's Matthew. He is changing the world of how news is funded, how it is told, and how he's bringing back the power to the local community to dictate the news they hear and connect with. That's going to be a lot of fun. We have a lot of other incredible guests that we're interviewing for this season. Not going to give away too much, but if you check out next week on our Facebook page, facebook.com/jumblethink, you're going to hear more about some guests that are going to be joining us in season 3. You're going to recognize their names. You may have seen them on TV, heard them on radio, seen them on the Olympics maybe. We've got some really cool guests that are going to be coming on for season 3, which starts in February. We also have idea camps coming up in October. You want to be a part of these. Our discount of $1,000 off is ending soon. So head on over to jumblethink.com/idea camps to learn how we can help you on the journey over 3 days with other entrepreneurs, other dreamers, other makers, other innovators. Get from an idea and concept and into a marketable product. It's going to be, or service or message. It doesn't really matter, but we're going to help you get to craft your dream and idea into something that you can actually move past the idea and dream and execute on to make something really, really powerful. So head on over to jumblethink.com/idea camps. When you're there, you want to score the biggest discount we're offering, $1,000 off. All you need to type in that code is early 2019. That's early, the word, and the number's 2019 to get that $1,000 off your ticket to Idea Camps. It's going to be a lot of fun, so you should go sign up right now and not miss out on that very special deal. We also want to thank once again our sponsors for today's episode, OpportunityInChina.com, Floxy, and Mighty Travels. Well, for today, that wraps up the episode, but for you, it starts the journey going so much deeper into chasing those big ideas and dreams. Remember, your dream and idea will often lead you to a place of serving others. It's better to be intentional about that so you can communicate how your product, how your service, how your message, how your dream and idea affect others so that they can become part of that story. How are you going to do it? You're going to sit down, you're going to process that and think about others instead of yourself and chasing those dreams and ideas, and start crafting a message so you can communicate your dream and idea in a way that others would want to be a part of that story. I also want to thank you for tuning into today's episode. I believe in you. I believe you were created for something awesome. I believe that you are needed in this world, that the world needs dreamers and idea makers to step up into that purpose and to craft that, create it, and launch it into the world. So get out there today. Take a small step, a big step, but any step to turn those dreams and ideas into reality.
Vous êtes une autre personne. Les mères de famille, les enfants, peuvent également prendre un moment revitalisant. Dans quelques mois, lorsque vous aurez bien saisi la technique et que vous serez maître de votre corps, vous pourrez vous décontracter même en travaillant.